limestone from the Pentagon and one of the structural members from the World Trade Center. And that's what is, very symbolic here of this memorial. I think it's one of the only memorials on the West Coast, or anywhere, perhaps west of the Mississippi, where you find these two articles from these two very historic sites.
What are we going to teach those children about what happened on 9/11? My hope is that we teach them that American strength truly comes from our diversity. That while people flee some countries, America is still a land that people flock to. And I truly hope that you teach them, each of you teaches them, your 9/11 story. And we've come here tonight to memorialize those who died on 9/11 and in the subsequent war, and honor those who have served at home and abroad since that date. And as Abraham Lincoln said in the greatest of all speeches, it is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. At Gettysburg, he also said that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain. So in closing, I ask that you remember 9/11, that you celebrate our victory. To introduce someone who has done so much work for this 9/11 memorial event, our 9/11 Memorial Coordinator, Ms. Carrie Conjonian.
My job to thank all of you for being here tonight, and to thank all of our benefactors whose name is on the wall, and all the benefactors who are on the name on the back of your program. We have several benefactors sitting here. I can just go around the block here and thank all of you for making this evening possible. As long as you come, we'll keep doing this and we'll never forget. We thank you for remembering that these are the men and women who risk their lives daily for us. Thank you.
Yes, the memorial was built and dedicated December 11th, 2004, and ever since then we've had a service on September 11th to commemorate and remember 9/11.
I noticed there was no addressing the motivation of the attacks. Is that intentional, or you just don't talk about it anymore?
There was nothing intentional. People that are asked to come and speak what they'd like to speak. We don't control what people say. So whatever people want to say, if they're elected officials, fire department or police, or myself, we're allowed to speak from what we want to say.
Right.
We ask people to leave politics at home and remember the day.
Isn't politics a part of the ongoing war on terror?
The world is all about politics. We try to leave our politics at this door. As Quincy Jones said when they made We Are the World, leave your ego at the door. And we're working towards a cause. So here we of course remember what happened. And we always remember those that lost their lives. And we do our best to honor those that have lost their lives and those who risk their lives daily for you and for me.
We enjoyed the event. I think it was wonderful to honor the firefighters and first responders and police who are constantly there to save us and protect us. But I think that we have to also name who the enemy was, because they're still doing it.
We have to identify who the perpetrators were.
Yes, absolutely. They're still doing it. It's the same enemy that we had then, we have now.
Nothing's changed.
In fact, it's worse because they're infiltrated among us.
Terrorism is getting at every level of American society. They've infiltrated.
Islamists, political
and if
Islamists.
you say something, you're considered a bigot, a racist, and children in school are taught this same way. They don't know who the terrorists are. They just know we were terrorists. Doesn't make sense.
But are the terrorists finished now, 12 years? No.
No.
Or are the terrorists
are
they only in Afghanistan and
No, they're right here. There are many training camps throughout America. And so when we have an event like in the Boston bombers,
every state has its own cells.
And the mosques are also housing grounds for terrorist classes weapons, all of those things. People think of them as a church or synagogue, but they're not.
You mean it's different than a church?
Very different. Very
In what
different.
way? How?
Because a church or synagogue preaches love, tolerance. You never hear them talking about go out there and kill somebody. And
Or
the
hatred.
mosques are preaching hatred. Many of the people like Major Hassan, I mean, people like that who got their encouragement from mosques, etc. They were actually, what would you call it? They were incited to do what they finally did. Yeah, very sad that our laws are being used kind of against us.
Well, how are the laws being used against
Well,
us?
the laws give everybody a chance. You're allowed to have free speech. And so freedom of religion, all of these noble ideas are sort of abused
Are you
by
saying,
Islamists.
you're saying there's sedition being cloaked under relion?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
Sedition? Treason?
Well, traitorship, yes. Treason, yeah. Yes. And,
Smokescreen.
yeah, kind of distraction, and it's PC, not to mention, but it's going on. And
And if on 9/11 we can't acknowledge it,
we're not, well, we're acknowledging it, but we're not naming it, so it's easy to be sort of
Not
diffused.
identifying it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
on the 11th of September, they have a commemoration ceremony here. But there was no discussion of the motivations of the attackers.
Yes, yes.
Did that occur to you?
I notice nobody's talking about who attacked us, why they attacked us, and what are we going to do about it. And it's disappointing that we never mention to our children, the young generation who was probably babies during 9/11. Who attacked us? None of them know who attacked us, and we are keeping it like this is a mysterious attacker, but it's not mysterious. It's where I came from, Scott. This is the Islamic world, and we should never compromise the truth about who attacked us and why. This is a jihad that is happening against America, against the West, against the Judeo-Christian culture, against Israel. And now we're seeing it in Syria. Today they are going into a Syrian village and demanding that they all should convert to Islam. This is another 9/11 happening today in Syria, where they are demanding that they leave Christianity and convert to Islam by force. And this is what they do.
So how well do you think after 12 years after, how well has the American public learned who we're at war with and why?
Nobody's mentioning it. The political correctness it's really not reflecting well on America. We're in denial. And you know what? We're not even doing Islam or Muslims a favor, because there is a revolution now in the Middle East by moderate Muslims against the Muslim Brotherhood. They are now in turmoil. And this is an example of what can happen to a country that welcomes Islam in its midst.
How do you mean that?
Islam by nature is jihadist, and that's why the moderate Muslims are trying to create a reformation movement to take away the jihad concept from Islam. It's going to be very difficult, and this is the job of Muslims to do. This is not our job to fix Islam. It's not our job to make excuses for Islam. It's not our job to forgive what they have done to us. It's up to them to stand up to their jihad and to repent and to change and to love their children and to end the hate speech that's making young men go and terrorize the West.
Are they?
Yes, and terrorize Christians and terrorize even fellow Muslims. It's time for us to speak the truth and to never accept the denial that we're undergoing right now, and to call it what it is. This is Islamic radicalism, this is Islamic terrorism, and this is the culture of jihad that still exists in the Muslim world. And now we're seeing them. Unfortunately, they are now killing each other because eventually the hate and the anger eventually comes back, and it's destroying Islam from within. And that's what sadly is happening in Syria and in Egypt and across the Middle East.
How about Islam as it's practiced in America? Is this the...
Well,
is
I think radical Islam is alive and well in America, inside America. It is, absolutely. The jihadists are here and they are lobbying our government. The Muslim Brotherhood is penetrating our government.
Has Obama knowingly led Muslim Brotherhood idealists into the government?
I'm not sure what's in the heart of Obama, but Obama certainly empowered Islam in America, inside America.
But Islam as a religion or Islam as a political movement?
Both.
As a social movement, political movement?
He empowered Islam in every way inside America.
But Islam to take over America or to coexist?
Well, he thinks it's going to coexist. But Islam is not the kind of religion that wants to coexist. Islam is there to rule and to replace.
To replace democracy? To replace Christianity or replace democracy?
Christianity and democracy and any other system. It cannot coexist. Islam by nature does not want to coexist.
Even the Muslims who we see walking around with hijabs?
I can't know what's in the hearts of people, but I'm telling you the ideology of Islam, the ideology of the Muslim Brotherhood, the ideology of the Salafis, what's written in the Quran, what's written in the Sharia, it's all about conquering the world for Islam and creating a caliphate.
So how is America supposed to win a war against Islamism if even on 9/11?
Yes, we're in denial. How can we win a war when we're not even recognizing our enemy?
But where is the war really being fought? Is it only in Europe and the Middle East?
It's everywhere. Wherever there are Muslim organizations and radical Muslims, wherever they go, they are fighting the jihad in many ways. It's not just through terrorism. It's through every way possible.
You say radical Muslims, wherever radical Muslims are. But how about fundamentalist Islam, Wahhabist Islam?
Well, frankly, Islam by its nature is jihadist. Islam is jihadist. I'm not going to mince words. I'm going to tell it like it is. Islam and jihad are the same.
So even here in America,
absolutely,
the Muslims here are held to an ideal.
Again, I don't want to talk about Muslims in general. I don't want to generalize, but all the organizations, the Muslim organizations in America, are here to empower Islam in America. That's for sure.
Does that include the mosques?
Absolutely. It is in the books of Islam. It's in the Sharia. It's in the Quran. It's in every Friday prayer. This is the mission of Islam.